topic has haunted me for really 20 years now, since I first worked on Operation Augusta. Now, in 2000, I was very naive back then, but in 2005, Greater Manchester Police closed down a live investigation where we had 100 paedophiles on a database that we knew were abusing dozens of children. My husband was terminally ill, and I went off work, leaving a fully all singing, all dancing, live major investigation. And when I came back to work after he died, the whole job had been closed down. Not one person prosecuted, and it left me traumatized. But I was very, very naive in that back then. I am not naive now. I've had 20 years of learning. But in 2008, I know that when Keir Starmer was the Director of Public Prosecutions, Gordon Brown was the Prime Minister, and a circular was sent out to all Crown prosecutors and police forces, telling them that this was a well-known problem amongst the Pakistani Muslim community, that young white children were being groomed or and raped on a daily basis, and that they should do nothing about it. So if the and yet we're talking about 11, 12, 13-year-old white vulnerable children, often from difficult backgrounds, and the law in our country says you cannot have sex with a 12-year-old child. And if the Director of Public Prosecutions is instructing police forces and Crown prosecutors not to prosecute, I say there is no higher authority in the land. He should be leading by example, and we don't cherry pick which rapists we prosecute. You know, I don't care where an abuser comes from. It just so happens that this kind of abuse has landed on my doorstep. But I don't care if it's a priest in the church, if it's the Church of England, if it's Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein. I honestly do not care who that abuser is. The law should be equal. So I now see the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, saying that, you know, turning away again. I'm not saying he is the only one, Alex. We have had a whole army of public figures who have failed in their public duty to prosecute child abusers. And that is a fact. And I don't, you know, using a fear of racial tension as a reason not to prosecute is not good enough. We have thousands and thousands of children, many of whom we are supporting in my charity, the Maggie Oliver Foundation, who have fought for 20 years to have their abusers prosecuted. We, as a country, need to get a grip of this and do something properly about it to stop it. And the responsibility and the blame, Alex, does not lie with those children. It lies with the perpetrators. And our focus as a civilized society is to address that abuse. So that's why I've said what I've said.